You have to respect the office, respect where they are. You have to respect them, respect what they did. So many circles right now. This word has been thrown around that we actually have misinterpreted the word respect. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Evolve with Alana. Hi, I'm Alana. And this week, I wanted to have this conversation around the word respect. You see, in so many circles right now, this word has been thrown around. You have to respect the office, respect where they are. You have to respect them, respect what they did. But I feel like we don't really know what respect is, or that we actually have misinterpreted the word respect. See, like a good bookworm, I looked up the word respect, and in several different places. The first place I looked it up was, of course, Google. And in Google's AI, that lovely thing that pops up that gives you a nice, neat definition, it said, respect is a feeling of admiration or high regard for someone or something. Then I looked up the word respect in the Merriam-Webster dictionary. And there were a couple definitions, but these seemed the most pertinent. One, an act of giving particular attention, consideration. Another definition was a high or special regard, esteem, or the quality or state of being esteemed. Now, there was a definition in the Oxford Languages Dictionary that I feel where our definition of respect truly sort of changes. It is due regard for the feelings, wishes, rights, or traditions of others. Similar words include due regard, consideration, thoughtfulness, attentiveness, politeness, courtesy, civility, and deference. Now, when I was reading over these definitions of respect, I found myself in a very interesting position. Because when I think of the word respect and how it is used in such a different way. And when I think of respect, I instantly come to the saying of, you must respect your mother and father. That saying that is almost in every religion, that children should respect their mother and father. But as a kid, the concept of admiration and the concept of consideration is not well formed. And on top of that, our parents are usually telling us, and our older generations are telling us, that you should respect your elders, respect your parents. So, what definition do we associate with respect? We connect it with obey. It's not really that hard of a difference, because usually we are told to respect things when things have gone wrong, when we have broken a rule or broken some sort of trust between ourselves and our parents, ourselves and our loved ones. But notice, in all of those definitions that I just read about respect, it has nothing to do with obey. So where do we get this idea of respect meaning obey? The classic way: movies, media, more particularly of a certain genre, the mob gangster genre. It was very interesting as we go through years of movies and novels and books. We go from seeing gangsters and mobsters from being people that you should just strive never to be like, to now to them being pop icons. Just take, for instance, the show Breaking Bad. Very popular show. Walter White, I'm about to say his last name wrong. White, there we go. Walter White is a icon among many people, to the point that there is a statue of this fictional gangster person in Albuquerque, New Mexico, where the entire show takes place. Even the actor who plays Walter White is so against the character of what he does. But so many people admire him. Admire the gangster. Now, the reason why I bring up gangsters is because in classic gangster movies, there is a trope of the mob boss, the person who is head of the organization, demanding respect. But respect cannot be demanded of. Respect has to be earned and has to be given freely. But in these movies, the way the gangsters gain the respect of the organization is through fear, through terrorizing people, terrorizing other gangs, but it's through fear of setting rules and boundaries and adhering to those rules and boundaries that they have set for themselves. And though anyone who has crossed that line, they're gone. So that now, as I look in personal interactions, in political interactions, in social interactions, we now see respect as someone who is always with you, who is always on your side. And I know that when you start thinking about respect, you know darn well that there has been times when you were ordered to do something or you were told to do something by someone you absolutely did not respect. They didn't hold any of those qualities that I told you about a respectful person. Those qualities that you have any great admiration for them. That they aren't very thoughtful. They're not really attentive. They're not polite. But you do it anyway. You do those actions out of fear. Whether that fear is for your life, a fear of harm to your body, or fear of being disconnected. And what we find over and over again, the more people reach out and try to get some respect through fear, they never get it. It slips through their fingers like sand. Always thinking that they have it grasped in their hands, and at the same time, sand falls from their fingers until they have none. So how do you get respect? The first way you can receive respect is by acknowledging other people's perspectives. Now, acknowledging someone else's perspective does not mean just saying, hey, okay, whatever. No. And it doesn't mean taking on that person's perspective, meaning that you change your whole perspective just to be with them all the way. You have to take in their perspective in the conversation. So many times in conversations, I can hear people talking, debating about a subject, a problem. And you can hear that both people are not taking in the perspective of the other. That yes, they have their points, but they're not listening. The second way that you can gain respect is by keeping your word. This one is a big one for me. I know right now you say, oh, that's easy. I'm totally respectful. I always keep my word. Well, do you? How often do you make plans with people and then drop them? How often do you say, oh, I'm going to help you move? And then when the day comes, said, oh, I'm sorry, I got this other thing that I'm supposed to do. I can't do that. You're not keeping your word. But by keeping your word, by doing exactly what you said, builds trust. Trust that you're not manipulative, that you don't have some alternative motive. The third way that you can gain respect, to be truthful. You have to be truthful in your thoughts, words, and deeds. You can't be saying one thing and mean another. Not evading questions, answering truthfully and honestly. If you say that you have never had an Oreo cookie, and someone can, oh, fucking A. Yes, this is my life. We are still in the cold right now, and my lovely radiator loves going off. We're going to give it a couple moments, and we're just going to hold just a bit. But, being truthful. Being truthful in your thoughts, word, and deed means being congruent with who you are. If you say that you are a person of God, you should be following those ideals to love one another, to love your neighbor as yourselves. And the last way that you can gain respect is when you find out when you're wrong. Yes, from time to time you will realize that you have been wrong about a thing, a person, a place, an incident. Is to acknowledge that you are wrong. Don't push it off to the side or work around it. Acknowledge that you were wrong and change your beliefs, your actions accordingly. Too few people around can't do that. And because they hold on so much, even when they find out that they're wrong, for some reason, changing their actions, changing what they believe, even when they find they're wrong, is so frustrating, so against what they believe in, that they resort to violence. They resort to fear. They would much rather be a mob boss. than a person of true respect. Thank you for listening to this conversation about respect. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. And in the comments down below, tell me your definition of respect, not the one from the dictionary. No. What is your definition of respect? And how does one achieve it? Until next time. Bye-bye.